I see a lot of people that come into this space. And by this space, I mean the comic book created space. Putting out their titles, whether it be Kickstarter or Indiegogo. Some do well, some do not. Not everything in this world is going to fly, ladies and gentlemen. Not every idea that you have is going to be a #1 bestseller. And sometimes when that happens, right? Sometimes when people fail, and sometimes they fail hard. Sometimes people just don't have what it takes to make it. Sometimes people just don't either have the skill or the talent or the ability to learn from said failure. So they just keep falling down. And every time these people fall down, they don't look in the mirror. They don't blame themselves. They don't see what they could have fixed on their end. No. What happens, right? What happens is they start finger pointing at other people. It is always someone else's fault that their Kickstarter didn't make it. It's always someone else's fault that they are unable to get any cred as a creator. It's always someone else's fault when they do not meet the funding goals that they had in mind. And I've seen this time and time again. And I saw it once again today. That's right. Let's go take a look at what I'm talking about here. We're going to talk about a creator by the name of Tony James. So here's Mr. James on the twatter. Yeah, he's on the twatter. And previously, I was unable to see Mr. James, but he has decided to resurface. And not only has he resurfaced, he's making some statements, not only against the industry as a whole, and in particular Kickstarter, but he's also singled out a couple of different creators, which we will talk about here in a second. But let's go over what Mr. James has said. He says, if Kickstarter soiled? I don't know what he's trying to say there. SILODE. Siloed, I guess. If Kickstarter siloed the countless titty covers. Titty covers. Now, this is the blame, right? This is the finger poking blame. He's going to poke the bear right there. Countless titty covers on its platform. It would change the landscape of indie comics for the better. You see, this is the problem. And then he's got, of course, the little meme that says, there is so much porn. Look, if you can't compete, get out. If you can't compete, quit. If your book, whatever it may be, titty book, not titty book, porn, not porn, if you can't stand out on Kickstarter, if you can't fund, if you can't make it, then maybe it's time for you to let it go. Maybe it is time for you to quit. And I don't say that lightly, okay? I don't usually tell people that they should quit or give up on their dreams. But if you can't make it, and it's pretty clear that this guy is having a hard time trying to make it, because if he was making it, he wouldn't be blaming the quote-unquote titty covers. And of course, when you talk like this, you are going to get my attention. Why? Because I do sexy covers. Now, granted, mine aren't nude, okay? They're not pornographic, but they are sexy, and some would consider them quote-unquote titty covers, even though we've only ever shown a pair of titties once and we never done it again. But that doesn't change the fact that when you look at a Nyobi cover, it's sexy. And yeah, I will admit, I will give Tony James 1/2 point that sex sells. It does. Sex has been selling for thousands of years. And as long as men and women and everyone else are attracted to each other, it is going to continue to sell because it is one of a human's most basic needs. It is that simple. Now, how do you stand out in a swarm of what he would call quote-unquote titty covers? Well, you make the best comic you can. You prove that you can stand out in a sea of porn, as he would like to call it. You can stand out by showcasing your superiority as a writer, your superiority as a creator, instead of doing the finger poke of doom. Right? He's pointing fingers. He's poking bears. He's calling out names. And who's he calling out? Well, we're going to scroll on up here. We're going to scroll on up to the other side. We're going to go up. We're going to look way up. And right here now, there's a series of posts we'll take a quick look at. Because he's not just blaming titty covers. He thinks he's so popular that he has haters. Right? You have to have an ego to think that you're that good to have haters. I have haters, but of course I also have a big ego. Tony James, Star Noir is on Kickstarter. Is it? Thankful for my haters. Of course, it is the American Thanksgiving at the time of this recording, so happy birthday to all of you. Thankful for my haters. Tyler, that is Tyler Carpenter, and Stokes, the writer. Never met two Karens so confident about being wrong. Paper tigers go meow. So this is a clear him wanting attention, picking fights with Tyler of Draw and Talk and Stokes, the writer. Now, let's be honest here. Tyler and I have our fair share of wars and debates. Okay? Even Stokes, the writer, and I, when he first sort of showed up on the scene, I tested him. I ran him through the gauntlet. And, me and Stokes went back and forth a number of times to the point where I think that we're good. We're friendly, right? I like Stokes. I like the fact that Stokes was able to take the hazing, take the initiations, take the tests, and just sort of plow through them. Let's just be honest. Like he stuck to his guns. He's done his thing. He has proven that he has staying power in this industry. Unlike Tony James, who has to resort to crying and whining about these gentlemen who are just doing better than he is. He goes on to say, Tyler doesn't know where this is coming from. Look at our history. That is where it's coming from. What goes around comes around. Spin it all you want, cry bully. I've heard the pot shots. I extended the olive branch. And you joked about how I didn't kill myself. Screw your feelings. And he's got a couple of shots there. Now, look, I remember when all this went down. This guy is unhinged. He really is. I mean, as much as people like to say I'm unhinged, and maybe sometimes I am. But this gentleman, he's on a whole other level. On a whole other level, folks. The fact is, and it's really quite simple. All this stems from jealousy. He's jealous that these so-called titty covers are doing better than he is. He is jealous that Tyler has found new success with his line of parody books and whatnot. And he's jealous that Stokes, the writer, keeps on climbing that ladder. He's just jealous and he's bitter. And so either he has something that's probably coming out, or maybe he just got a little bit too turkey drunk on Thanksgiving Day and decided that he was going to spout from the mouth. I don't know what it is. But this needs to stop, right? If you think by blaming Tyler, by blaming Stokes, by blaming the so-called titty covers on Kickstarter is somehow going to help you, that you are somehow going to change the minds of thousands, if not millions of people to think your way, you're wrong. All you're doing is showing people that you cannot handle defeat. It's that simple. He goes on. I mean, and he's been going on all fucking day, right? Tyler, talk to me nice or not at all. Tyler doesn't need to talk to you, period. He's talked to you several times. I've witnessed it. If you want to talk to someone, Tony, come talk to me. I will put you through the gauntlet. This behavior is giving toddler who had his iPad time taken away. No, Tony, you're the toddler that had his iPad taken away. Or maybe you're the toddler that had his iPad given to you and you just went off on a Spurg session. The jury's still out on this one. You want respect? Give it. No. If you want respect, you earn it. That's how it's done. You've shown zero since day one. Change your attitude and maybe things will change. Not holding my breath, though. Tyler doesn't care. Tyler does not give two shits whether you respect him or not. Tyler doesn't care if I respect him or not. And basically, it's the same in reverse. Tony, I don't care if you respect me. You have nothing to do with my business. Okay? You are content at this point, right? You made a dumb statement. You are not representing, I would say, the creative community very well in this manner by going after other creators who just are doing it better than you. And it really just comes down to that. They're just doing it better than you. He says, when they try to bury you with the same tabloid fanfic that didn't work the first 20 times, haters love the hate. See, this guy is drunk on turkey power. I don't know what it is. Look, if 20 tabloid fanfics are selling and yours isn't, maybe you need to make the 21st. What do you think about that? And so this is Tony James in a nutshell. You know, he'll disappear, he'll go away for a few months, he'll show back up, and he'll bitch about stuff. You know what I mean? And he'll bitch about why he's not the next Donnie Cates. He'll bitch about why he's not Grant Morrison. He'll bitch about why he's not Mark Miller. Well, it's simple. You're not good enough. If you were good enough, you wouldn't need to resort to this bullshit. You know what I mean? He also goes on to say, there are very few storytellers in hashtag indie comics, but there is an overabundance of pseudo celebrities. We're in the Jake Paul era of comics. God damn it. I don't want to be Jake Paul. I want to be Logan Paul. Logan Paul's the cooler brother of the two, to be honest with you. Despite Suicide Force and all that stuff. He's a skilled wrestler. He's a great entertainer. He's a great talker. He's got charisma. He's got all the things, Tony, that you likely do not possess. But I do. 100%. See, look at me. I'm pretty fucking cute. The bottom line here, folks, is you cannot cry about other creators. You cannot cry about a genre of book and say, this is why I fail. If it wasn't for those damn titty covers, right? Look, listen to me. If it wasn't for those damn titty covers, I would be a success. I would be writing for Marvel. My book would be on Kickstarter making hundreds of thousands of dollars, but no, boobies have pushed me out. If that is your mentality, you need to quit right now because this is a free market. This, and I'm in Canada, but let's just say this is America where capitalism and the best ideas win, where people vote with their wallet. And if they're taking porn comics over yours, go cry somewhere else. Now stay tuned for a word from our sponsor. And just who is the sponsor of today's video? Well, it's me, Austin. It's been me all along. And guys, I just want to quickly point out that I too am a comic book creator. I just don't speak it. I produce it, right? It's like put your money where your mouth is. We do that each and every time we have a release. I've been doing this now for a decade. We're published. We're in comic book shops. And we're on eBay. So if you ever want to check out Nyobi and you haven't yet, one of the best ways to do that is to come by our eBay store. Take a little scroll through here. If you type in Nyobicomics, you'll find it. Of course, link will be in the description of the video. I have all kinds of great back issues and hard to find variants here from artists that you know and love like Jamie Tyndall, Elsie Frita, Steph Wilson, Paul Green, John Stinsman of Evangeline fame, Keith Garvey, and so many more, guys. If you're missing out on some Nyobi back issues, if you're looking for that hard to find variant, chances are you're going to find the best deal right here on eBay, and chances are you're going to find that deal directly through me. And as always, if you do order a book from me, I'll throw in a little extra goodies in there, a little tchotchke package of stickers and bookmarks and cards. Oh my. You'll have all that. Plus, you can have your book signed or unsigned. That is up to you. And keep an eye on this page because I do update it fairly frequently with new items all the time. As something sells, I will put it back up. So guys, today's sponsor, Nyobicomics, the eBay store. Come check it out.